Now, the suspect in the Idaho college murders set to make a new court appearance today. His legal team is expected to argue that key evidence should be thrown out, claiming the evidence was obtained illegally.
NBC senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett here with the details on this. Hi, Laura.
Hey, guys. Good morning. For months, you'll remember the defense team tried to keep this case from ever going to trial. But now that it is, they're hoping that they can suppress all of the strongest evidence against Bryan Kohberger. But what happens to the evidence found at the murder scene, likely to prove the most significant to both sides?
Bryan Kohberger back in court today as his attorneys try to convince a judge to throw out key evidence prosecutors plan to use against him.
State v. Kohberger.
Phone records, surveillance footage, and perhaps most importantly, DNA evidence, all now potentially on the chopping block. At the heart of the case, DNA left on a knife sheath found at that crime scene, and investigators' use of public ancestry websites to build a list of suspects. Without that, Kohberger's lawyers say there is no case, no request for his phone records, surveillance of his parents' home, and no DNA taken from the garbage outside that home.
How many hours of videotape do you think have been collected?
A lot.
Thousands?
Yes, easily.
The state firing back, saying those search warrants were based on substantial probable cause. Once Kohberger was arrested in 2022, prosecutors say investigators swabbed his mouth, discovering a statistical match to the DNA lifted off that knife sheath. Key evidence the state plans to introduce at trial, if the judge allows it. It's been over 2 years since prosecutors charged Kohberger with the murder of 4 students at the University of Idaho: Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Cameras were in the courtroom as the judge entered a not guilty plea on Kohberger's behalf early on, but the doors to at least some of today's arguments are closed to the public. Kaylee Gonsalves' parents traveled to Boise for today's proceedings, but the closed portion of the hearing will be closed to them, too.
It is very hard for us to be treated as if we are the general public.
It's really hard to be, just shut out of everything every time, and we just want answers.
Last month on Today, Madison Mogen's mother echoing the Gonsalves family's frustrations with how the case has played out so far.
I would say that I feel like the legal system is not about the victims, and I'll leave it at that.
Laura, this is going to be an interesting legal argument. Yeah. It's unfortunate that the victims' families can't be there, but how strong a case does he have?
Well, it's a novel one for him. Remember, this technology, it's relatively new. You think about those ancestry sites, they'd normally been used to solve cold cases. Here it was used to sort of narrow down, whittle down the list of suspects, and he hopes that if he gets that tossed out, then everything that flows from it, the cell phone records and what have you, that all gets tossed out as well. So we'll see how the judge treats it today, guys. But there's not a lot of case law on this, so they could break new ground.
Okay, Laura, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.